likes to talk about life while he's shooting people in the face. LeZevo.
What is going on, everybody? It's LeZevo here, and it's my first video for the HeartBreaker Nation. It was funny, I was actually thinking about putting a video on HeartBreaker, and one of my subscribers suggested it to me. So here it is. I figured I'd go with what I'm calling my farewell to Homefront video. And I wanted to take a look back at the Homefront game, which I had a lot of fun with, and kind of go over things I thought they did right, and things they did wrong, and what I'd like to see incorporated into future first-person shooters that we could learn from this game. So before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about me. My name is LeZevo. Most of my videos, as you can tell by my intro, are going to be me telling stories and talking about life while I shoot people in the face. So that's kind of my little theme. My good friend made that theme song for me. People seem to like it. I know it's cheesy and corny, but I have a really soft spot in my heart for it, just because, like I said, it was made by a good friend, and I do think it's funny, and I just think it applies. A little bit more about me. I'm 30 years old, so I'm a little bit older than probably most people do in the commentary scene. I sort of feel like that gives me an advantage. I've had a few more life stories and a little more opportunity, and to do some things and talk about things, and just come from a different spot about a lot of things in life. So I think that makes me a little bit unique. I'm an engineer by degree. I work in the automotive industry here in Detroit. And yeah, I got my degree in mechanical engineering, so this is kind of my hobby. It's not really, it's not my life. I do enjoy it a lot, and like I said, it's just a passion that I enjoy talking about, and it's what I like to do in my spare time. So that gives you a little bit of background on where I'm coming from. And if you want to learn more, I'm sure you can listen to some of my videos and hear me talk about lots of stuff. So I've been doing commentating now for about, I don't know, 3 months, maybe 4 months. Just recently moved channels, and I'm working my way up. I got a nice little following. I'm roughly around 500 subscribers, which I just think is awesome. I love every one of those guys. It's just really cool, and girls. I don't know how many girls I have. Probably not very many, but I just like connecting with people on. That's what I love about gaming, is the community aspect of it. I like being on the headset and meeting new people, and just getting to talk about what I love. So anyway, that's a little bit of background. This gameplay you're watching, this is from a level called Borderlands, which was probably my favorite level in this game. And there was a lot of product placement in it. You can see there's like a White Castle and Hooters, and but it made for like really easy callouts. If you were playing the game and you said, hey, there's a guy on the roof of the White Castle, everybody knew what you were talking about, which I thought was really good. That was one of the things I thought was really neat about this level, is that you could just do callouts really easy like that. So like I said, this is my farewell to Homefront. I don't actually own this game anymore. I traded it in, and I'm going to talk a little bit about why I did that. Basically, after I put in a number of hours on this game, I don't remember how many days worth I played, but it was quite a bit. I kind of got to the point where I wasn't progressing anymore. I leveled up everything. There was a limited number of guns, and so I guess that's the first thing I'll say that this game did wrong, was it didn't have the addictive factor that Call of Duty has. There was no prestiging, there was no leveling up, there wasn't as many challenges for guns, and those are the things I think that really hook people in this game, or in first-person shooter games in general. You want to play, you're constantly looking to level up, and it gives you something to sort of break the monotony. If you want to try some different guns and get those challenges, I think that's something that's important to have in future first-person shooters. One of the things that they did right in this game was the battle point system. I don't know how many of you have played this or not, but the battle point system was essentially the kill streak system of Homefront, and it was beautiful. It was perfect because it wasn't tied to kills and deaths. Like I should say, it wasn't entirely tied to kills and deaths like it is in the Call of Duty series. You didn't have to streak kills together. Basically, you earn battle points in this game for anything that you do. If you get kills, if you take out vehicles, if you get a headshot, if you get an assist, everything is worth points. If you're playing ground control and capture a ground control point, which is essentially like a domination flag, you get points for that. and those keep accumulating. Even if you die, it's sort of like a bank account that you always have with you. So as you get them, it stays with you. If you die, you don't lose anything. So it made deaths a whole lot less frustrating in this game, and I think it kind of takes the camping situation out of it. There's no point in sitting in a corner trying to avoid a death to get a chopper gunner. You know what I mean? It's everybody's kind of building up their bank account, and it's more like a free-for-all type game where you're just trying to get to the top. You know, you want to be the first one in this game to get to your vehicles, because then you can just start pounding the other team. And so I figured they did that right. Oh, they're right. Look at that right there. I got killed by the Zeus grenade. Anyway, so one other thing they did right. You saw when I spawned there, they did this bird's eye view fly-in. I really like that. That kind of gives you a quick overview of where you're spawning. You can see enemies that might be around you, enemies that might be camping your spawn. The levels were bigger in this game, and that was to accommodate the vehicle system. So it was real nice having that view, because with the bigger levels, there's bound to be a couple guys wandering around the area you're going to spawn. I think that's something that I really like and would like to see continued into future first-person shooters. Let's see, some things they did wrong. The controls and the frame rate of the game. Obviously, it's tough to compete with the Call of Duty when you don't look like Call of Duty. And I think a lot of people have been saying for a long time that first-person shooters need to run at 60 frames per second, and that's kind of the standard that Call of Duty has set. It's hard to compete when you're running at 30 frames per second. It feels a little clunky. I know in this game I had to bump up my sensitivity just to sort of get the same kind of feel. And so I think that that's something that they need to improve on. The other thing I noticed in this game is it got a little sniper-y. I don't know if that's a word even, but it got to the point, sort of like Battlefield is, where there's just people sitting on rooftops and everybody's sniping. The sniping was a little bit overpowered. There wasn't a whole lot of recoil or idle sway, and so you could just basically double tap your sniper and drop guys, and everybody kind of caught on to that pretty early. So you had a lot of people sniping. Let's see, the vehicle system in this game was great. I happen to enjoy vehicles. I know it's hard to compare a vehicle-based game to a non-vehicle-based game, but I do enjoy the vehicles. I like driving the tanks around, and you know, I think that adds a whole little element to the first-person shooter genre. And you know, taking out vehicles is really fun to me, and they give you a nice system to do that. Again, it uses that battle point system where you can buy your RPG or your proximity missiles. And the other thing that this game did right is it tied its kill streaks, or whatever you want to call them, purchasable items in this game. It tied those to the classes rather than to your character itself. So if at any point in the game you wanted to switch to like a different class with different kill streaks, you could do that. I think that's something that's really important. That's got to be a standard going forward. And in the future, I think that's something that I would like to see carried over into the Call of Duty series. And so I guess a couple of the obvious ones are this game Homefront used dedicated servers, and that was something that I think everybody's been complaining about for a while on Call of Duty. So they definitely got that right. We need dedicated servers. Most people are tired of this host migration BS. You know what I mean? So I think as soon as the Call of Duty series jumps on board with that, it's going to be huge. I know the Call of Duty has a bigger gaming community to kind of incorporate into that, but I think that's something that needs to happen going forward. That needs to be a standard as well. You see, I just got hit with an EMP grenade. That's something that I like too. It gives you another option to take out vehicles. I thought that was really cool. And I think I would like to see that in the future. I think that's been leaked for Modern Warfare 3, or hinted at least, that's going to be in there. So that'll be kind of neat to see if they did take that on. And I guess one of the last things I would say about this game is when it released, the matchmaking was absolutely horrendous. I know they got bombarded a little bit, where the servers were overloaded. They didn't have quite the capacity that they actually needed based on what they anticipated for the game. So that was probably a good problem for them to have in one sense, and a bad in another, because it gave people a bad taste in their mouth. Call of Duty Black Ops that isn't even on par with what we need for matchmaking. We need something that is flawless at launch. You know, people want to get into a game, get into their parties, and be able to find a game without multiple tries and getting people dropped from your party as you're waiting. It seems like that's just a flaw in games when they come out. That can't be overlooked, I guess. That leaves people with a bad taste in their mouth from the start. So you see, this game is about to wrap up here, and I finish, or actually we win 12,000 to 8,000. I finished first on my team. I think my final score was 31-6. Just want to tip my hat to Homefront. I had a lot of fun playing this game. I think we can learn a lot from this game going forward, but it didn't have that addictive factor to keep me hooked. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and thanks for watching. If you want to see more of my stuff, please come to my channel. The link should be in the description to this video. And thank you, HeartBreaker Nation, and everyone who's watching. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. So thanks a lot, guys.